Welcome back, Warriors, to another Battlefield 2042 video. I'm your commanding officer, Major Doodleman149, and in today's briefing I'll be going over the latest development update to come down from the brass at HQ. This development update has quite a bit to go through, such as the reintroduction of classes, map changes, and future additions to the battlefield. So without further delay, soldiers, let's address these future changes. First and most important is that there seems to be some significant changes coming to how the brass will be distributing weapons and material to different specialists they continue to employ. Specialists will now be more strictly delegated to specific roles on the battlefield and will be put into the classic 4-class system of conflicts past. These classes will have class-specific traits and equipment that will be unavailable to other classes, very much like what we veterans have already experienced. However, weapons will still be freely equipable between classes. The reintroduction of the class system also seems to include a plethora of new gadgets that the classes will be able to use, many of which we've seen before. For example, in this picture, we can see that the recon soldier will have access to gadgets we already have, such as the spawn beacon, motion sensor, SOFLAM, and C5. But we can also see they will be reintroducing the tugs and adding in a tracer dart launcher. There are some items that only certain classes will have access to as well. Assault specialists will always have a med pen, support soldiers will have defibrillators, engineers will spawn with the repair tool, and recon soldiers will always have the spawn beacon. Along with these, you'll also be able to choose one extra gadget that is only available to that specific class. Assaults can bring a smoke grenade launcher, C5, or armor plates. Supports can bring in ammo and med crates, the smoke grenade launcher, and claymores. Engineers can utilize AT mines, all 3 different rockets, and an EOD bot. And lastly, recon troops can bring in a tugs, proxy sensor, SOFLAM, C5, and the new tracer dart gun. In terms of grenades, the only limitation is that assaults can't take EMPs. These new classes will encompass all the current specialists as such. Assault includes Dozer, Sundance, and McKay. Support includes just Maria and Angel. Engineer encompasses Iris, Boris, and Lise. And the recon specialists are Casper, Rao, and Pike. Given we're getting a new specialist with the introduction of Season 2, I can only assume that the newest addition to our barracks will be a support specialist in order to even out the balance of classes. I'm looking forward to the new specialist come September. It seems that over time that the battlefields we've been fighting over have evolved with the addition of vehicle wreckage and damage to the environment. As such, we can expect to see some changes to Renewal and Orbital in the weeks to come. The husks of burned out vehicles will provide more cover for infantry while also partially limiting the mobility of ground vehicles. Renewal was previously discussed by the HQ as seeing some changes, but the surprise of an orbital change was a welcome one. In addition to this, it seems we'll be deploying to a new battlefield as well come the introduction of Season 2. We'll be deploying to Central America this time to fight over the husk of yet another landlocked cargo ship. Fighting will appear to be more infantry focused inside the ship, which could be a nice change of pace from what may end up looking like our deployment zone in India. However, hopefully whatever is in that ship is worth fighting for, because I am truly hoping it's a meat grinder of a fight. With this update brings new weapons to the front. We'll be getting access to a couple of classic weapons from conflicts past, the M16A3 and the M60. These weapons are currently available in the Portal combat simulations, but have yet to make it to the front lines. There are also whispers I hear that the P90 may also be joining us, as well as a 4th mystery weapon. I'll keep my ear to the ground to let you know whatever else I discover about these rumors. And so, as always, soldiers, what are my thoughts on this latest development from the brass? Surprisingly, I am very happy with almost everything I've heard today regarding these new changes. From the reintroduction of classes to our military organization to the new map and the new guns, everything feels like things are finally coming together from the top down. I'm interested in discovering who the newest specialist is come Season 2, but I will be sure to let you all know as soon as I discover this. While I'm happy with everything I've heard, I of course must mention my reservations as well. The only thing negative about the class system is that we won't see that until at least Season 3, and keep in mind that time frame is not set in stone. Also, I'm hoping to get some nostalgic Operation Locker experiences from the new front we'll be deploying to. If the fighting isn't mostly infantry focused, then I'm honestly going to be disappointed. And lastly, while I appreciate getting more weapons to use on the front lines, why must it be old hardware? Can HQ not come up with any newer modern weapons to equip us with? Might just be classic DICE laziness over there to tide over the undersupplied troops. And so that is all, Warriors. I've listed all that we currently know about the latest developer update from HQ and give you my thoughts on it. Hopefully you found this information valuable. We'll be getting a reworked class system in roughly 4 months. We'll be deployed to a new Central American front come September, and we'll have access to 2 older weapons from conflicts past. What do you think of these changes? Do you feel your CO has hit the mark, or are his opinions far off target? Permission to speak freely is granted. And so if you feel your CO has done an adequate job today in this briefing, then please hit that thumbs up and subscribe button in the bottom right corner of your HUD to show the brass that I could do with a larger audience. And with that, I've been your CO, Major Doodleman149, and until our next briefing, you are all dismissed!